In a world where over 1,000 questionably sane people gather in the desert for a 24-hour suckfest, two men, though slightly off-kilter, lead us through this crap-tastic way to spend our hard-earned money on perfectly good sports gear that we can thoroughly trash and piss in. They've answered our questions from clothing to butt stuff and every stinking inch in between, drinking every drop of alcohol sent their way. These men have demonstrated a friendship and bond with each other that leaves us kind of wondering sometimes. But I digress. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your hosts, Carlo Piscatello and Joshua Cox. This is the Piss and Cox Show.
If you slogged your way out of Hump Chuck, you made your way over to something I honestly thought, if I was going to DQ, I thought it was going to be because of this fucking obstacle.
You talking upper decker?
Upper decker. Imagine, if you will.
Will you?
Stay with us, folks. You had sewage outlet, but you go in the water first, and they had a variety of knotted ropes with rings, and they had the big 1x8s on the top, and you had to muscle your way up, and then go in the tube and down. I made it through the first time, no problem. Second time, a little bit more of a struggle.
Oh.
Third time through, as I'm getting in the water, I literally hear the volunteer talking with a woman who's like, I physically can't do that. And he's like, ma'am, look, I don't want to take your timing chip, but if you don't do this obstacle, I have to. Go in there, ask people for help. People who are willing to help you. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
But, hey, that obstacle gave me anxiety.
When you see this is a must-complete obstacle.
And I think about that like 7 more times.
You shall not pass!
Jeez, you don't have to be a dick about it.
I can't do that.
You're like, I got this now.
I'm not trying to limit myself.
But
I'm just telling you. Greatest moment of my entire life was coming around on lap 5. I looked over and it looked weird. And the volunteer was like, oh, hey, so they've changed this now. You go this way, and you just crawl up a tube, and they got rid of the ropes. And I was like, they reversed it? Like, for all night or just temporary? He's like, no, that's how it's going to be for the rest of the race. I got this
rushed it out,
because
right?
I had such anxiety.
Weight off the shoulders.
Seriously.
You know, sewage outlet was my least favorite obstacle. I hate it, how you fall out awkward, and I never did figure out, like, oh, just pull yourself from the 2x4.
Oh, you didn't do that?
So I just face planted every time.
Boom.
But that is the one way you can make me, I'm cool with sewage outlet.
That water was shit.
Gnarly.
For like ever. And you couldn't just wipe your eyes with your hands. You were fucking filthy. I came out of that obstacle many times and found a volunteer and was like, excuse me. Thanks, I just want to have my vision back. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Awesome. I would stretch my body all the way out, right? And I would hang on to the edge of the tube. I would plyometrically launch myself like a penguin out.
Nice, you like shot yourself like a cannon.
Yeah, honestly, and then I would dive in. I would shoot myself out and literally like a little dolphin, like, and
probably a porpoise.
Yeah, like I did it on purpose. This last time though, for whatever reason, I decided to not bend my head, but have it arced, because that's a smart thing to do ever. Apparently, I really wanted to see where I was going because I hit the water like this. As soon as I hit, I'm like, no! And I get out and I'm just doing this.
You got so much E. coli right now.
Oh my god! And like, dude, have you ever face planted your eyeballs? That shit hurts. I'm pretty sure I'm okay. Can I lacerate a fucking retina to pour salt on the wound? I'm getting out. There was about 3 volunteers. I'm fresh off a faceplant, just eyes feeling like I dipped them in chlorine because I fucking eyeball planted in so much piss and mud. I'm getting out. I'm not paying attention.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like on to the next one. And all I hear is, like this guy, hey, are you warm? And I look at them, and there are 2 volunteers sitting cross-legged, dry, in like 6 layers. They've got their own fucking balaclavas on, and they're just like, oh my god, this is so cold. It's got to be like 2 a.m. or something like at this point. And I look at them. What comes out of my mouth is, well, I'm warm enough, I guess. I'm unsure of like, what the fuck do you want me to say? And so I'm looking at them, and they're like, they don't say anything, and I go, but if you're legitimately asking, no, I'm not warm at all. I am surviving. Ask if I'm surviving, I'll say yes, I'm surviving. Ask if I'm warm? No. How? What are you?
Yeah.
All right, let's start this thing over. Hi, everyone. I'm Olaf, and I like warm hugs.
That was something that I'll always take away. Just, like this guy, hey, are you warm?
Right.
Fucking toasty as shit. We can't talk about this without talking about Haydon Chavez, dude who became notorious for helping people up. It sounds like, because I didn't ever get to experience the Chavez.
The Chavez.
But the dirty Chavez. It sounds like he's single-handedly responsible for so many people not DQing.
Yeah.
I just want to give props where props are due, homeboy, because that's big time. You have a lot of miles resting on your shoulders.
Right.
And
other people's miles. And isn't it funny how stories like that, like, kind of starts like on the course and ends up in the pit?
Yeah.
You start hearing about people, like word gets around.
Like I had heard about it.
Have you seen that guy?
Up.
Right.
Didn't know what the name was until days later. I was home by then and like, oh, okay, dude's name is Haydon Chavez. Got it.
You cruised up, and of course.
Wait. I can't go on without asking, did you have to take a dumperoonie at all, ever?
Oh, you mean the porta potties at the water station?
Yeah.
No, I didn't go in those ever.
Dude, you good. That thing was atrocious. After all of that mud, you get in there, you're like, I'm not sure what's shit and what's mud.
Oh my God. He shit everywhere. There's shit everywhere! Damn it! There's shit on the windows! Oh my God!
Speaking of dumps, here's one thing I do know. At one point, I get caught by Jason Rulo. I'm like, holy fuck, you fucking lapped me? I'm like, Jason, what's up? Where you at? And turns out we were on the same lap. How are we on the same lap? This guy's a dynamo. He's like, oh, dude, I had to shit so bad. And it was like a 45-minute pit getting my wetsuit off and back on. No names being named, I know of at least 2 people who were not so fortunate as to where they could not get their wetsuits off in time.
You know 2 people that shit in their wetsuit?
I do. Their names will never be said by me. One was just like, fuck it, I'm like doing well, I'm gonna do it. One was like,
panic shit.
One, they couldn't help it. Their stomach was not happy, and they didn't.
Fucking bridesmaids.
They couldn't
just
get
shitting in the street.
They could not
get
flown
out of me like lava.
As you're cruising along, all of a sudden you hear the familiar sound. Not a familiar sound to me.
Not a familiar sound to most.
You hear the bell ringing. King of Swingers. What I was told on relatively good authority is that the bell for that obstacle was moved a foot out and a foot up. The first time through, I was like, you know what? Here we go. I've got the 19 different methods people have told me. Jump straight up, go straight down, extended arms, all the way through, swing your body up, wait till you don't think you can wait any longer, reach out, and I was like, hey, fuck this. Damn. Not even close. So I believe now, if I do the math, I'm pretty much like 0 for 20 lifetime.
Excellent.
I literally, by like lap
You
6,
just had so many laps full of failure.
by lap 6, the girl's like, 1, 2. I'm like, fuck it, I'm just jumping.
Yeah.
I'm not even, because by then I couldn't grip anyway. People were like grabbing and torpedoing off.
That was the thing that I was gonna say, is that I didn't even have that opportunity to fucking swing. Yeah, this first lap, I'm like, okay, awesome. Let's do this.
You feel like carabiner.
Yeah.
Carabiner.
I'm
Here we
like,
go.
this is gonna be the time. First one,
Yeah.
0 grip on that fucker. I literally flung myself into the water as hard as
a
possible.
sharp angle.
Yeah. So
Bam!
grip it, and then right at the peak point where it just trajectories me into the water, my
apex.
hands go.
That's the apex. Yeah.
I want to give props to the volunteer, whoever was up there, who was letting everyone use his shirt as a way to
I didn't even ask. At the end, I was just like, hey, how you doing? Good to see you, man.
Yeah,
nice.
awesome.
Thanks
Thank you.
a lot. You want to kiss it? It, not me. Don't eat it. Don't eat it.
Don't open yourself up to something you don't want.
By the way, Mathieu Lo licked my face.
He messaged me. He was like, you broke him. I licked his face and he didn't do a thing.
It wasn't until like hours later where I was like, Mathieu Lo licked my face? Once you got through that, it was like, okay, it's time to do a little climbing. Then you head down the hill around the corner and there's Kiss of Mud 2.0. Which is just a fucking, oh, you're clean? No, fuck you. You're gonna climb this hill while you're fucking sticky with mud.
And I can't remember what was after that.
Roll the dice.
I love Roll the
fucking
Dice.
love it. And I hope it becomes a regular obstacle.
Yeah.
Because so much teamwork and camaraderie in that.
Yeah.
Occasionally you get the guy who doesn't do the whole, then I grab and I rotate it back. Dude, when you've got a team that knows what they're doing, it becomes fun. It's a system. The same guy goes up first. The next guy goes up second. You rotate. You realize who the light guards are, who can't necessarily pull it down by themselves. Hello. I went through with Bacon Grease and,
Fucking love those guys.
and Deanna Blegg. This is when I realized that my humor does not translate necessarily to Australians. We all get ourselves through and we're like, high five, high five, high five. Deanna's like, okay, mates, I'm gonna be on my way, because she's got 900 miles to make, right? So I'm like, really quick, trying to steal a conversation. How do you dance? So you must have like, what, like 115 miles by now? And she's like, what? Like, you gotta have like 115 by now, right? She's like, I don't know. And in my head, I'm like, oh, fucking back up. Miles. You must have like 115 miles right now, right? Deadpan, she's like, no, not at all. Horrible attempt at comedy. Anyway, enjoy your race.
You know she ran off.
Fuck that guy.
Some fucking idiot back there.
Seriously.
What are you at, 115 miles?
Who's the bloke with the red jacket? What a moron.
Good use of the word bloke.
Thanks. For the record, Deanna Blegg, I was said moronic bloke.
He's the bloke.
Yeah.
He's the guy you wish you could forget.
The only time it was shitty, it happened to me once, was during night ops.
Were you the only one there?
Fucking, you're running up, and I started looking back, like looking for headlamps. I'm like, fucking nobody? Like,
no.
And at one point, I literally had to wait. I waited like 5 minutes. I was just, because I stood there at the shore, and the group had already gone through, and I was like, so you finish roll the dice, right?
Yeah.
And you go down the hill. There's a gap between roll the dice and this new obstacle called Tramp Stamp. You got a platform. You got to jump onto like a gymnastics trampoline, which really doesn't do anything.
No shit.
It pretty much just sucks all of your energy. Jump up to a zip line.
All the way.
All the way through.
We're not going to talk about the compound fracture.
Oh, I was gonna. Scott McCracken had a first-hand view.
Oh gosh.
Can we?
Okay.
So there was a gentleman. We'll call him Mr. Unfortunate.
Get busy living, or get busy dying. That's goddamn right. For the second time in my life, I'm guilty of committing a crime. Parole violation. Of course, I doubt they'll toss up any roadblocks for that. Not for an old crook like me. I find I'm so excited I can barely sit still to hold a thought in my head. I think it's the excitement only a free man can feel. A free man at the start of a long journey whose conclusion is uncertain. I hope I can make it across the border. I hope to see my friend and shake his hand. I hope the Pacific is as blue as it has been in my dreams. I hope.
That guy's race was over at that point.
And that spread through the course like
that made it
wildfire.
so fast, dude.
Yeah.
The volunteer I had was so excited. He's like, all right, man, here's what you're going to do. You got to, like, bend your knee. You got to fucking bounce. Just drive your legs up, do this thing, grab that sucker. I imagine what it looked like. And I'm sure I missed the bar by like 19 feet. And I just got wet. And actually, one time I did the lap with Amelia Boone because the whole thing was broken for some reason. And they're like, hey guys, good news, it's broken. And we're like, fucking cool, we're gonna go. Like, no. Well, you don't have to go in the water, but you have to take the penalty lap. And I'm like, but your shit's broken. Your shit's broken, not mine.
We were prepared.
We were gonna fucking nail it this time.
Yeah, this was the time I pep talked myself, and now you're telling me you're robbing me of that chance.
I say I ran a penalty lap with Amelia. What it means was I saw her, and she went, hey, and I went, hey, and then she gazelled the fuck out.
Bye.
Yeah.
Matthew Davis is the biggest asshole I have ever loved.
Carlos is the tightest.
Post-editing joke.
We had some amazing moments. Like, I love
Matthew Davis,
out
pleasure
with
to meet
Matt.
you. I'm Carlo Piscatello.
Biggest asshole I've ever loved. I fucking love the guy. There's a couple times where I'd come into the pit and they're like, described someone who came and was like, yeah, he kind of hassled us, had this attitude, and what do you look like? Glasses?
Short hair?
Yeah, you got Davis. Is he kind of an asshole? And like, you try to be like, no, and then you just,
He's cool. Maybe.
Because he's fucking amazing. And then like, oh, but he's kind of a dick, right? And you're like, yeah. No, oh, totally. No,
but he's
definite
cool
dick.
He's cool with it.
But he's like a cool dick.
Yeah.
If a dick was on ice,
which mine looks like it most of the time. Look at it.
I'm not gonna look at it. I'll take your word for it. Okay, that's good. If you made it through Tramp Stamp, then you wandered your way through the hills for a while, which I thought was actually quite nice, especially when there was the fireworks display going on.
That was really
You
cool.
weren't seeing things, by the way.
Yeah.
There was actual fireworks going on off the strip.
And you know people were like, that's for us, right?
Yeah, I'm sure
they know what's happening.
They launched it
Are
purposely
things happening?
10 miles away.
This
15
is
miles.
for Tough Mudder.
Yeah. But then you came to what I found to be a very polarizing obstacle. I fucking loved it. Royal flush. It's almost like a sewage outlet type pipe, but there's like a nozzle at the top of the tube at the very end, spewing water down. At the end, that shit is like right in your face.
Dude,
so
you're literally getting waterboarded.
I really like that obstacle.
I did not mind it as much as you hear some people like having
Yeah,
horror
some people
stories
really
about
didn't like
getting
it.
I hated the moment where you're getting waterboarded.
Right.
And it was kind of awkward getting out, right? Kind of climb over and you're like, well, this wood's slippery, but I'm just going to put my,
I would spin around and put my feet down
I'm gonna
and shuffle.
fucking-
Then there was the melamine, the black plastic, and I would like slide and end up with my butt and my ankles like in the same place. And I'm like, what happened? How did I end up on my side?
Which just sounds like another Sunday of ours, am I right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's right.
fucking pounding your butt.
Go Niners, what? Oh. What? When it wasn't night ops, that then led into Mud Mile.
And this was the one, too, where you would go up that really steep portion and then have that single track where it's like straight down
along the
to
ridge.
the left and right of you. I had so many awesome moments at that single track area going through the course with Drake Stumbough, Luigi Pascua. I also ran into Nick Tieri and Lucas Parker Rivera.
The wetsuit fairy.
I met and had some really good moments with those guys right in that area.
Nick was a really cool dude.
Dude, super cool dude.
I saw his brother Brent like once, but he was like, I think he did like 60 miles, so more power to him. But that was that final climb, which was just like, mile 3 to 4 was fun and good because then you knew like, mile 4 to 5 was actually pretty sweet.
It was you just trekking until the final thing.
Yep, which was for most of us was the cliff.
Unless you're me and you chose to get electrocuted. God damn, man.
That's how much I realized you really don't like heights.
I really don't like heights.
Because you said electroshock is the better option.
And that was what I would put into perspective for people. They're like, why don't you just jump? And I'm like, I feel like my decision speaks for itself. This year made me more proud of jumping off of it last year. Because that was my thing, was I'm like, I'm not going to be the guy that never does it. I'm going to do it once. I'm going to conquer that fear. I'm going to do what this is all about. And that's good for me.
First time I got to the cliff, and I saw Savannah Hill, and she was having a rough go.
Savannah Hill, she gives us this.
That's a good sign.
As we're getting into the pit, I want to say we held on to this, and this meant a lot, Savannah Hill.
Yeah, it does. It's a good sign.
So thank you. It's got some really good encouraging stuff on the back that we really took to heart. So butt stuff aside, you got good stuff.
No, but you can we can bring butt stuff back now. So Savannah is having a rough go. She comes up to me and she's like, hey, Carlo. I'm like, hey, Savannah. She's like, do you want to go get shocked with me? I really don't. And she was like, okay. She's like, well, you can go ahead of me. I haven't been off the cliff at this point. It's nighttime, right? I love the cliff, and I love the idea of jumping off of high things, but that was my first time actually being up there. No matter how much you look at it from the ground or from pictures, whatever.
It does not equate to
when you
being
get up
there
there
looking down.
and you look down and you watch the dude before you go, it's like, oh. Wow. Well, this is a bit higher than I realized.
You lose some of your extreme excitement a little bit.
I do. I took my headlight and I put it around my neck.
Yep.
And I chose to like hold it so it didn't knock me out. This is how I'm going to hold my hands. And I'm thinking, okay, it'll be a good couple minutes till that guy's, just about swam out of the. And the guy's like, okay, you're good. Well, no, I'm waiting for that guy to swim. He's like, no, he's good. Oh,
but
ooh. And I didn't look down when I leapt, and I just stepped off. My first inclination is like, okay, always point your toes. So as I point my toes and I'm going down, I'm thinking to myself, yes! I start to panic like, I'm gonna over-rotate and fucking faceplant. Crank my heels in! And I just fucking, boom! And it gave me a little jolt, but I was like,
okay, I'm here.
I did a quick gear check, and by gear meaning like, brain works, balls are in place.
You have so much time from top to bottom to think about things. I should have hit by now. I haven't hit yet. I'm hoping I hit the water soon.
I'm like Wile E Coyote. I'm breaking out my little cigar thing, and I'm bringing it out, and I'm like rolling my cigarette.
Fucking Brady Archer is the fucking roadrunner. Just. I ran into Brady at the top of Tramp stand. He goes, oh, hey, what's up, man? And he puts his hand out and shake his hand. I'm like, oh, dude, just this thing. I go, how you doing? Without missing a beat, goes, Warmer than you. Son of a bitch,
You
Brady.
dick.
My response was, yeah, and we paid for this shit. Ain't that a bitch?
Yep.
See you later, Brady.
I saw him in operation, and he saw me going for the penalty. He's like, "Oh, did you get shocked?" No.
You said you can skip this one.
Did I get shocked?
At the very beginning.
No, I'm shocked you thought I got shocked.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
right.
shocked about.
You hear
Was me
those
like,
screams of fucking protest back there?
Yeah. That was literally all the obstacles on the course.
Well, I want to share my experience of Electroshock.
Oh, that's right.
Initially, I'm the only one there. I'm totally doing the like snake through and I'm making it, right? I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Until I'm not. I think it makes it worse when you're trying to do the snake through. Oh, I'm making it. Oh, fuck yeah. I'm fucking, what's her name? And entrapment. I'm all sexy and shit. And then you get
I almost
zapped.
said Jessica Parker. But that would be like, "Mrrr."
Yeah, that's a different kind of Clydesdale. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I was tired or whatever. I see the one wire that's like the one wire that's in my way from being able to snake through. Oh, I'll just move that out of the way. You know?
Your brain completely lost.
Yeah. So, like, I just didn't even think. I'm just all, we'll move that one. And just, yeah, no. And I'm in the middle of these wires just like, fuck.
I can totally see that. You're so cool, and you see that one.
Yeah,
you're
like, oh, whatever.
I get
And then just, oh, I forgot already. Why did this happen? And I get to one corner, and I'm about to make it to the other corner. I look, all of a sudden I got company, and it's Juan Cho. And so Juan Cho is also like, yeah, fuck this shit. He maneuvers himself through, and I do the duck cover through, and we finish the lap. We get to the end. Juan motherfucking Cho. God damn it, man. We get to the medics, and you know how they all had their little questions, and like, hey, how you guys doing? What color is
the
this?
only one I was ever asked, I was asked one time, I was asked, what year is it?
What year is it?
2015.
At this point, the lady just kind of looks at us, and she's like, how you guys doing? And we're like, we're good. And Juan Cho goes, hey, you should check this guy out. At first, I'm going,
like, haha.
Yeah. And then
that guy,
I realize he's talking about me, and she's
guy?
looking at him like concerned.
Of course.
And he goes, yeah, you need to ask him some questions. I'm worried about him.
Fucking Juan Cho.
She looks at me, just all the concern in the world, right? Like, because Juan sold that shit. She goes, how many dimes in a dollar? I'm like, you can ask me anything. There's 10. There's 10 dimes in a dollar. And she goes, how many in $5? And I'm like, 50. Like, that's, come on.
Quick math, times 5.
And then I'm kind of like laughing, but I'm looking at Juan and I'm like, he just wanted you to quiz me.
Yeah.
Is what's happening. And then Juan starts laughing, and then she starts laughing, but I'm like,
that's not funny.
Fuck, man.
Would he be laughing if they fucking DQ'd you because you couldn't do math?
You don't know my math skills.
Would that be funny, Juan
You
Cho?
don't know my memory abilities.
He's not Asian. He can't do math that
Yeah. The finish line.
Dude, having Clinton and Sean there,
Holy
each
shit.
lap, coming down the carpet, making that right turn, knowing that they're there. At one point, Clinton, like, The Distance by Cake was playing, and Clinton was just like, fucking getting down.
Just jamming.
And I couldn't...
That and the Humpty Dance, he just fucking
And I couldn't move because I was so tired after certain laps, but I still like gave my best little like I look like most white guys at the club.
All I've got.
And he's always like, Carlo's here, ladies and gentlemen, Carlo's here. Shush, don't say anything. I don't want anybody to see me right now because I can't fucking move. But thanks, buddy.
He looks at me coming through and he goes, oh no, Joshua Cox, ladies and gentlemen, a one-man parade. And I'm like, yeah, a one-man parade. That's what I'm going to go by in my head. It was the finish line where I also got to see so many people. It was awesome hanging out with Cassie Harris and Liza Diana.
Liza!
Dude,
have you seen Liza's eyes? That girl's got beautiful eyes.
Melts into those things. Just frozen ice flakes of just gloriousness. I'm talking with Liza, right?
Yeah.
And Justin Bieber comes on, and Liza goes,
oh, yeah.
They have played Justin Bieber 4 times in a row.
Go ahead.
Cassie Harris having a completely separate conversation with someone else stops mid-convo and goes, I am not even mad, and just goes right back into his convo.
Fucking Casey.
I am dying.
One of the coolest guys I met. The whole 4AS team was fucking awesome. But...
Great job, boys!
And I didn't get to meet Walter until that very end,
Walter's
right before they went for their last lap.
Another one of the funniest guys you'll ever meet, by the way. The finish line was such a blur.
Yes, Yeah! Great job! Now that you've completed World's Toughest Mudder 2015, what are you gonna do next?
I want to take a shower and take a nap.
No, you're going to Disneyland.
Okay, but
before all of that.
No, I'd rather take a shower and a nap, please. That's what I want to do.
Dude, I'm so goddamn proud of you, man.
Thank you. I'm proud of me too.
Come on.
Thanks, buddy.
Dude,
Thanks.
great job,
Thank
man.
you so much. I'm so tired. I remember seeing the headband people, and I was like, "Oh right, I get a head. Fucking that's awesome. I get a black." And they put it on you, and then it's like, and I saw all you guys, and it was like huggy, 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 huggy. It was like, go get your picture, and I'm like, what? Do what? Oh, turn here, look at here. Hey, picture. And then it was like off the podium you go, and around. It was madness.
It was so magical,
Dude.
and fortunate to be a part of just. I mean, the music they were playing was on point.
Yep.
Clinton was on point.
Yep.
Like, everyone crossing that finish line at that time, it was just...
Hannah Copper told me that it would be like one of the best days of my life.
Yeah.
And when I finished and was going through the pit and I was like seeing Eric Panu again and stuff, I was like, it's cool, it's fun, blah, blah, blah. But like you have a day or two to recover and kind of rest.
And you realize how much it really is
Dude,
one of the best
after a couple days of
your life.
reflection, I was like, no, like, because it's all I could think about.
Yeah.
That's all I could think
There's
about.
so many amazing moments, and I apologize because I know I am forgetting some amazing moments I had with people.
yeah.
I got to see Pete Greenfield right before his last lap.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That was like the moment. It was weird, like, you meet people like, oh, hey, by the way, good to see you.
Yeah.
Like, and they're like in the thick of just the most incredible thing they've, you know,
deep,
like
dark, like, ugh.
Yeah, and dude, he was cool as hell, and I asked where Jen Gaynor was, and he's like, oh, she's fucking working me. Like, oh,
Yeah.
of course, she's just killing it. She's
Yeah.
kicking ass, that's where she's at.
I had more than a handful of veterans tell me that, like, dude, if you got 50 on this course, then you fucking, like, rocked it. It was much tougher than last year. And I heard it from enough people to where I'll believe it now. Coming back to the pit on, like, mile 25, 30, 35, and you're hearing, like, stories of, like, dude, did you hear about so-and-so? Like, they had to drop because they got hypothermic or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's, like, people who I've been watching and have been inspired by throughout the year because they're fucking beasts when it comes to training, or they did 3 laps.
This was a
or 2
neutralizer.
Yeah.
Any given Saturday, Sunday.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Nothing is guaranteed. That's essentially what
For the record, I
moral of the
still hurt
story
like
is.
fuck, by the way. I don't have balloon animals for feet anymore quite as bad as I did before, but they're still, my hokas still fit pretty tight.
You're making my pants fit tight.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what it's time for?